Pierre Currie. Pierre Currie was a French physical chemist and co-winner of the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1903. He and his wife Marie Curie discovered radium and plutonium in their investigation of radioactivity. An exceptional physicist, he was one of the main founders of modern physics. Educated by his father, a doctor, Pierre Currie developed a passion for mathematics at the age of 14 and showed a particular aptitude for spatial geometry, which later helped him in his work on crystallography. Matriculating at the age of 16 and obtaining his licenses science at 18. He was taken on as laboratory assistant at the Sorbonne in 1878. There Marie Curie carried out his first work on the calculation of wavelength of heat waves. This was followed by very important study on crystal, in which he was helped by his elder brother Jacques. The problem of the distributing of crystalline matter according to the law of symmetry was to become one of his major preoccupations. The Curie brothers associated the phenomenon of pyroelectricity with a change in the volume of the crystal in which it appears, and thus they arrived at the discovery of piezoelectricity. Later, Pierre was able to formulate the principle of symmetry, which states the impossibility of bringing about the scientific physical process in an environment lacking a certain minimal dissymmetry characteristic of the process. Further, this dissymmetry cannot be found in the effect of if it is not pre-existent in the cause. He went on to define the symmetry of different physical phenomena. Appointed supervisor 1882 at the School of Physics and Industrial Chemistry at Paris, Curie resumed his own research and after a long study of buffered movements, managed to perfect the analytical balance by creating an aperiodic balance with direct reading of the last weights. When he began his celebrated studies on magnetism, he undertook to write a doctoral thesis with the aim of discovering if there exist any transitions between the three types of magnetism: ferromagnetism, paramagnetism and diamagnetism. In order to measure the magnetic coefficients, he constructed a torsion balance that measured 0.01 milligram, which in a simplified version is still used and called the magnetic balance of Curie and Chenevier. He discovered the magnetic coefficient attraction of paramagnetic bodies vary in the inverse proportion to the absolute temperature, Curie's law. He then established an analog between paramagnetic bodies and perfect gases, and as a result of this, between ferromagnetic bodies and condensed fluid. The totally different character of paramagnetism and diamagnetism demonstrated by Curie was later explained theoretically by Paul Langevin. In 1895, Curie defended his thesis on magnetism and obtained a doctorate of science. In the spring of 1894, Curie met Marie S.K. Bodowaska. Their marriage, July 25, 1895, marked the beginning of the world famous scientific achievement, beginning with the discovery 1898 of polonium and then of radium. The phenomenon of radioactivity discovered in 1896 by Henry Becquerel had attracted Marie Curie's attention. She and Pierre determined to study a mineral pitchblende, the scientific activity of which is superior to that of pure uranium. While working with Mary to extract pure substance from ore, an undertaking that really required industrial resource but that they achieved in relatively primitive conditions. Pierre Currie himself concentrated on the physical study, including luminous and chemical effects of the radiation, of the new radiation. Thought the action of magnetic fields on the ray given out by the radium. He approved the existence of particles electrically positive, negative and neutral. This Ernest Rutherford was afterwards to call alpha, beta and gamma rays. Pierre then studied this radiation by calorimetry and also observed the physiological effects of radium, thus opening the way to radium therapy. Refusing a chair at the University of Geneva in order to continue his joint work with Mary, Pierre Currie was appointed lecturer in 1900 and professor 1904 at the Sorbonne. He was elected to the Academy of Science 1905, having received the Royal Society's Davy Medal jointly with Mary in 1903 and jointly with her and Becquerel the Nobel Prize for Physics. He was run over by a dray, which is a heavy cart used for hauling material, in the Rue Dauphine in Paris in 1906 and died instantly. His complete work were published posthumously in 1908.